KD plus this Rockets team equals, in your view, what?
I think this team is going to contend. But I think, to me, KD is one of those few players that breaks my personal basketball philosophy of you don't just add superstar and add water, right? He's one of the few players that can do it, and I think this defense is going to hold.
4 straight wins, the best offense in the NBA. Durant, Şengün, and Thompson are all cooking. The Rockets are doing things nobody expected this early in the season. And the scary part? They're just getting started. Let's break down how a team missing their starting point guard just became the most explosive offense in basketball.
Şengün just got inside of Kata, made it look very easy.
The Rockets are sitting at 4-2 with a 4-game win streak. They just beat Dallas 110-102. They're leading the entire NBA with a 126.5 offensive rating, and that's historically good. And they're doing all of this without Fred VanVleet, who tore his ACL before training camp even started. Let's think about that for a second. Your starting point guard goes down before the season begins, and somehow you end up with the league's best offense. That doesn't happen, except it's happening right now.
Well contested by Okogie. Touchdown pass!
Last season, Houston finished 13th in offensive rating with a 115.3. They were a defensive team trying to figure out how to score. Their offense was clunky, predictable, and frankly, kind of painful to watch in the playoffs. Fast forward to today, and they've jumped over a dozen spots to first place. That's an 11-point jump in offensive rating. You don't see that kind of leap unless something fundamental changed. So what changed? 2 words: Kevin Durant. But what's really shocking is how they're doing it. Alperen Şengün looks to have taken the next step. The man's averaging 22.8 points, 8.8 rebounds, and 7.3 assists. Those are point guard assist numbers from a 7-footer. He's running the entire offense. He's making reads that big men aren't supposed to make. No-look passes, behind-the-back dimes. Against OKC, Şengün dropped 39 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists. Then against Dallas, he put up 26, 11, and 6. And this is who he is now. And then you add Kevin Durant to that equation. KD's putting up 26.2 points per game on his usual ridiculous efficiency. But here's what's different. He's getting to the line almost 10 times a game. That's his highest free throw rate in over a decade. You know why? Because Ime Udoka has turned Houston into a bully ball team. They're attacking the rim, they're physical, and they're getting every whistle that comes with it. Durant gives you 37 points one night like he did against Detroit, then he takes a step back and lets Şengün cook. That's championship level basketball IQ. That's a veteran understanding when to take over and when to let young guys eat. The double big lineups with Şengün are posting a plus 25.8 net rating. That means when those lineups are on the floor, Houston's outscoring teams by nearly 26 points per 100 possessions. That's video game numbers. The spacing works better because Şengün can pass out of double teams and Durant can punish mismatches from anywhere on the floor.
Everybody's all right. KD doubled, steps through it, got fouled out of count.
Teams can't solve it. Do you double Şengün and leave Durant open? Or do you sell out on Durant and let a 7-foot point guard pick you apart? Pick your poison. And yet, the Rockets' rise isn't just about their 2 main stars. It's what's happening around them. Remember when Amen Thompson was just the defensive guy? The raw athlete who needed to develop an offensive game? Yeah, forget all that. Against Dallas, Amen exploded for 27 points on 61% shooting. That was a season high, but it's not some fluke. He's averaging 17 points, 5.8 rebounds, and 5.5 assists this season. But what's scary now is that he's not just locking up guys anymore. He's dunking on people, he's running the break, he's handling point guard responsibilities with Şengün. The Rockets lost their starting point guard and didn't skip a beat because Amen stepped into that role like he's been doing it his whole life. At 22 years old, he's already proven he can go toe-to-toe with anyone. The athleticism was always there, the defense was always there. Now the offense is catching up, and that's when things get dangerous. Amen's not just the future of this team, he's a huge part of the present. While Durant's chasing ring number 3, Amen's building his resume for his first All-Star game, and honestly, he might not be far off. But for all the shine, This team has one major edge: depth. Tari Eason is putting up 11.7 points and 2.2 steals per game off the bench, showing Sixth Man of the Year potential already. He plays with this controlled chaos that wears teams down. Every possession feels like a sprint when he's out there. Reed Shepherd is giving them almost 10 points per game and shooting 42% from 3 on 5 attempts per game. Then there's Josh Okogie. Houston signed him over the summer and people barely noticed. But get this, the Rockets are 4-0 since he entered the starting lineup. He's averaging 8.7 points with elite defense and exactly the kind of toughness Ime Udoka loves. Sometimes the best moves are the quiet ones. And we haven't even talked about Steven Adams yet. The big Kiwi is pulling down 9.5 rebounds per game while shooting almost 67% from the field. He's the enforcer, the screen setter, the guy who does all the dirty work that doesn't show up in highlights but wins games. Adams is top 5 in rebounding and he's giving them exactly what they need: toughness and size. And then we have Jabari Smith Jr. He's averaging 15 points and providing floor spacing that every modern team needs.
Bailey, he looks good. Inside to Jabari Smith, from behind, got fouled out of bounds.
The point is this: Houston's throwing wave after wave at you. You think you've weathered the storm with the starters? Here comes Eason flying around like a maniac. Here comes Shepherd lighting it up. Here comes Okogie locking up your best wing. There's no let-up, no breathers, just constant pressure for 48 minutes. But before we go crowning them Western Conference champs, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Look, this team looks legit. The offense is elite, the depth is real, but there's one massive question hanging over everything. What do they do about the Fred VanVleet situation? VanVleet tore his ACL before the season started. He's out, and yeah, they've been great without him. Şengün and Amen have stepped up running the offense. But do the Rockets make a move before the trade deadline to add another guard? Or do they ride out with what they have? Kevin Durant is 37 years old. This is his window. If you're Houston's front office, are you aggressive at the deadline? Do you go all in this year? Because here's the thing. They're proving right now they don't need a traditional point guard to have the best offense in basketball. Şengün's orchestrating, Amen's handling the ball, it's working. Come playoff time when rotations shrink and the games slow down, does that change? The defense is still solid. They're 8th in the league in defensive rating with basically the same personnel from last year when they were top 5. So that should improve as the season goes on and guys get more comfortable. That's not the concern. The concern is whether this front office is willing to be aggressive, whether they believe this is the year, because if they do, and they add the right piece at the deadline, this team could make a serious run.
Oh, give me that! Give it to me! Get it out of here! Right at the apex! And then Amen Thompson blocked the foul!
But here's the real question. Can they keep this up? Because right now, the style of play looks built to last. Bully ball doesn't fade when the weather gets cold. Physical, downhill basketball with size and length, that's not a gimmick. That's how you win games in January, February and March. The double big sets with Şengün are posting ridiculous numbers. They're punishing teams on the glass and in the paint. That's not something defense is going to suddenly figure out. You either have the personnel to match their size or you don't. And here's the wild stat. Houston leads the NBA in three-point percentage, but they're 30th in three-point attempts. They're not living and dying by the three. They're getting efficient looks because of how they attack the paint. When they do shoot threes, they're making them. If I'm a team in the West, I'm not sleeping on Houston. This isn't some hot streak built on shooting variance. This looks real. This is a serious story unfolding. Kevin Durant doesn't have time to waste. At 37, every season could be his last real chance at another ring. He didn't force his way to Houston to be good. He came here to win, to prove he can still be that guy, to cement his legacy even further. Alperen Şengün is having his arrival moment. He's not potential anymore. He's not a prospect. He's one of the best big men in the basketball right now. This is his team, his offense, his moment. And Amen Thompson, he's coming fast. The way he's playing on both ends of the floor, we might be looking at an all-NBA defender who can give you 20 plus points and run your offense. That's a cornerstone piece, and that's the guy you build around after Durant retires. This is more than just a fun story about a surprising team. This is a legitimate championship window opening. This is 3 generations of talent. The aging superstar chasing glory, the young star ascending to greatness, and the rising prospect becoming elite, all converging at the exact right moment. The Rockets were supposed to be a couple of years away. Turns out they're right on time. So what do you think? Are the Rockets real contenders? Or is this just an early season hot streak that'll cool off? Will they make a move at the trade deadline? Can Amen keep up this two-way dominance? Can Kevin Durant stay healthy for a full playoff run? Drop your takes in the comments. And if you're a fan of basketball breakdowns like this, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe for more content like this, and if you enjoyed this video, check out one of these on your screen now.